What is up, YouTube? What is going on, fellow fantasy people? And of course, what is up, the Catch fam? All right, so I just want to hop into each of the rosters that I'm currently managing and go over how my team looks a little bit different in each league in regards to the most recent waiver wire transactions. Okay, so we'll start with my 20-man league because it's probably the quickest. So we did lose Jerry Jeudy to IR in this league, which essentially gave us a free spot to fill. I mean, we hate to see that injury, but it does benefit us in terms of the waiver wire, right? And luckily, we turned around and we replaced Jerry Jeudy with Tim Patrick. He put up a nice stat line last week against the Giants: 4 targets, 4 receptions, 39 receiving yards, and a touchdown. So in a 20-man PPR league, that is a very, very good stat line. We now know that Tim Patrick will essentially take over that wide receiver 2 position with the Denver Broncos. And Tim Patrick, someone I talked about very, very early on this channel, man. One of the first videos I did on sleeper receivers for the year, I talked about Tim Patrick, right? He had a good season last year, and he's got 2 very favorable matchups coming up against Jacksonville and the New York Jets, and a little bit of a tough stretch right here, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, right? Then some kind of good defenses, maybe Las Vegas, Cleveland, and then Washington. So a pretty tough stretch before he sees Dallas and Philadelphia as well. I'm still not sure if I want to call the Raiders a good defense. They look very good up front, though. But nonetheless, in my 20-man league, very, very happy to pick up that of Tim Patrick. We also dropped Ramondre Stevenson, and I brought in KJ Osborne, who had 9 targets total last week, 7 receptions for 76 receiving yards. Some relatively favorable matchups coming up: Arizona, Seattle, Cleveland, Detroit, and Carolina. I mean, outside of Arizona, this is a pretty favorable, upcoming couple of weeks. And once again, we're looking for those receiver 3s who get open during the game, right? Who the pressure of the defense is focused on, that of Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. We look in this scenario for KJ Osborne to be a primary target moving into the season. So really happy with that addition as well. Although we did spend a pretty decent draft pick on that of Ramondre Stevenson, but we'll kind of see how he shakes out and know that he is on the waiver wire. The other waiver that I put through is I tried to add Arizona over that of the Carolina Panthers defense. I did not get that. And remember, we drafted Arizona in this league and we dropped them in favor of Carolina. So, man, we may have made a big, big mistake there. Let me know. Let's see very quickly if we can't pull up the available defenses in this league. Let's see here. And let me know what you guys think of the available defenses overall. I mean, we've got Philadelphia at San Francisco, Dallas at the Chargers, Las Vegas at Pittsburgh. It's not looking very pretty. I actually kind of like Chicago versus Cincinnati, possibly. Chicago gave up a lot of points last week. They finished with, since state start here, 0 points total. I think they've got a better shot against Cincinnati, but I'm not entirely sure. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys, or which one of these defensive squads you guys would feel good about adding, or should I just keep Carolina versus the New Orleans Saints? So let's move right along. So in my 12-man league, my primary league with my co-host Steven, made a couple moves here. So I picked up Gerald Everett at the tight end position, who I really like his matchup against Tennessee. We know that Seattle lost 2 receivers to concussions in the season opener against Indianapolis. So we also saw Gerald Everett get in the red zone last week, although his target share wasn't great, right? 2 targets, 20 yards, and one of those receptions was a touchdown. But I like his chances to score again versus Tennessee. But I still have, of course, Mike Gesicki, a guy is really high on in the offseason on my bench. But I am a little worried about that matchup versus Buffalo. So I'm kind of teeter-tottering between who to start there. But at the moment, it is that of Gerald Everett. So as you guys can see, got a couple new players here. So I went out and I added Sammy Watkins and I dropped Henry Ruggs, who had some good plays in that Monday Night Football game. But I want to see how that Raiders receiver room shakes out, because at the moment, all of the Raiders wide receivers are available on the waiver wire. So Hunter Renfrow, Edwards is out there, and now, of course, Ruggs is out there as well. So I want to see how that team develops a little bit. And maybe we'll make a claim for one of those guys a little bit later on. But really happy to get Sammy Watkins, who I think is going to be a good receiver for the time being. I mean, he showed some, really good poise out there, right? Made some really big plays, 96 total yards. So in half PPR and PPR, he looks pretty valuable at the moment, as that receiving room is very thin, as is the running back room for the Baltimore Ravens, right? So at the moment, I mean, we've got Rashad Bateman on our IR too. So I like this addition of Sammy Watkins. I think it holds more value than Henry Ruggs at the moment. But we also got Tim Patrick in this league, which I'm really happy about. That was a player that I absolutely wanted, excuse me. So I like the way this roster is looking overall. I still believe in Terrace Marshall Jr. and Javonte Williams. I like the amount of targets that Terrace Marshall Jr. got. If I'm not mistaken, only behind Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore in overall targets in that game, and some red zone targets. So I still believe in him as a breakout rookie. And Javonte Williams, a very favorable matchup this week. I mean, still 14 rushes for 45 yards. If he got in the end zone last week, would have been a really good week 1 rookie stat line. So I like where Javonte Williams is at, and I still believe in both of those guys. With that being said, there's one player out there that I still would consider adding to this roster, and I'm hesitant to put it out there because I'm nervous about our co-host Steven snooping on me. But let me know for the time being who you would drop out of these guys down here. Would it be Chenault Jr.? Would it be Sammy Watkins? Would it be Terrace Marshall Jr.? Mike Gesicki? Let me know in the comments down below who you would drop on this team, and I am liking the way that this team is looking moving into week 2. Okay, let's go over the Catch Fam's official roster, man, because we didn't put in any waiver claims. At the moment, man, we've got Brandon Ayuk in this lineup, who's probably going to have to come out, right? We do have Jerry Jeudy on this team. I don't know if there's an IR spot. Let's see if we can't figure that out very quickly here, because if so, I mean, then we get a free waiver, right? So let's see if we have an IR spot. Yeah, we do. Awesome. All right, well, we'll figure that out later because it's not letting me move him to the IR spot. Interesting. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. But at the moment, I mean, we've got Brandon Ayuk in that lineup, but we've got some really good matchups sitting here. Let's put D10Ds in the lineup for now, and then let's take, I mean, Robert Tonyan's got a really good chance to score against Detroit, but don't forget that we have got Tyler Higbee on this roster. So nonetheless, man, whenever I figure out how to move Brandon Ayuk to IR, we're going to get a free roster spot, right? We're going to get a free waiver wire. So let me know. I didn't put in any waiver wires, before Wednesday here. Let me know who you guys think I should add in there, right? I mean, there's some pretty good players available, right? Latavius Murray, Jalen Reagor, David Johnson. There's a kicker out there at the top, right? We could add some quarterback depth. We could get our guy Tua. Let me know who you guys think I should add overall. As it actually looks pretty thin, but I really would like to add that of Sterling Shepard. I wonder if we could make that official. I think that's the best player available, man. Must drop a player. So we'll come back to this, guys, and we'll move Jerry Jeudy to the IR whenever I can finish that out. But please let me know in the comments down below who you guys would like to see on this roster. If you're asking me, it's Sterling Shepard all day long. But there's some other good players, as you guys can see here. But I think that's probably going to be our best value move, although we could always go for more of a sleeper guy. So please let me know in the comments down below who you guys would like to see added to the Catch Fam's official roster. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the video today. I thank you all very much for watching and or listening. Go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't done already, as it truly does help out the channel, man. We are on the road to 200 subscribers here at the Catch. Go ahead and become part of the Catch Fam and subscribe down below. And like I said, drop some of those comments that I asked for as well. And as always, thank you guys for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch.